Tonight, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Now we get our first peek at the Ravens offense, and at the helm, of course, the most valuable player of the NFL in 2019, Lamar Jackson.
And to me, he's one of the two most difficult guys in the league to game plan for in the NFL, and I add Patrick Mahomes in that category. But just about every team we talk to getting ready for Lamar Jackson says the exact same thing. We've got to slow him down running the football, yet no one's been able to really do it consistently. Now, the most impressive thing about his game to me, how he's developed as both a passer and a leader. His team believes in him.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And this Patriot defense up to the challenge once more as they again stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd down, Jackson got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. That time a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense.
And they'll be led out by their quarterback. Back in the NFL for the first time since 2016, it's Colin Kaepernick.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week.
They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero. It's James White. The numbers for White a week ago, there was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
And that was a fun film to watch because a few of those runs, it was apparent he was just not going to be denied. And his team is hoping that that carries over to this week as well.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Going on the ground, it's White. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer. Exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson's going to look to run it. The quick feet by Jackson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh, my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. It's caught by Mark Ingram. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
They get the guard out of Georgia Tech, Shaq Mason. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Kaepernick, eluding the pressure right. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. He knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those tough catches. And not only can he do it, he can often run away from people after the catch.
first down. Here's White. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Kaepernick to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Calais Campbell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. James White with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Patriots are back within a score. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Jackson going to tuck it down on the option. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He uncorks it for Snead. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Terrence Brooks with a pick. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
So after the INT, it's Kaepernick. He'll drop it underneath to White. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Kaepernick now to throw. Got his man. That's Harry. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this.
And he is in. Touchdown, New England. James White with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw again. Jackson. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the Browns who were winners in that one at home. A 3-touchdown differential in the end. 35-14, the final. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Aaron Rodgers, strong in the victory as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. And one final game to highlight. It's Monday Night Football, and they've got a good one this week between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? Find out.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
They stay on the ground with White. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Now a hit and a
loose football, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. On for the extra point is Folk. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a one-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. On the option, Jackson will keep it.
He finds an opening past the 40. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
But they run the option as Jackson will hand it to Ingram.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
And you know he wants to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback. Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. But Mark Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State in the 2nd round. So now the Ravens potentially have 2 guys to pair with Lamar Jackson in the run game. Wishbone formation, anyone?
On 2nd down, Ingram. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now it's Ingram. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
New England trying to get a place on offense. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
They start to drive with White. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Opting to run again here with White. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. Going with White here, toss left. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Kaepernick now on first down. Open man is Asiasi, the tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
New England on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Julian Edelman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Patriots have moved out in front. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a return man, Chris Moore. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, it's Jackson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
On the option, it goes to Ingram. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Pass from Jackson, complete to Ingram. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the podcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
So the Patriots coming out now. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, Plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
On first down, Kaepernick. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Here's White. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
On second down, here's Kaepernick. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Boy, Charles, what a critical call in a tie game late.
You want to have the tight coverage. You don't want to cause the penalty. Pass interference in this case, remember, it's a yardage foul in the NFL, a spot foul where it occurs.
And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Pernell McPhee in there on the stop. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a pass dropped off here for James White. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Now Kaepernick. He completes it right side to White. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. Now the Patriots moving quickly, hustling up to the line. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Ingram again. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run. It's Mark Ingram. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. And he got it. Justin Tucker boots it through and plays the role of hero. And joy will reign in the Inner Harbor as the Ravens have won it. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Baltimore, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5.